I know we've talked about this before. We've brought it up through many episodes, but I feel it necessary to talk about this again. Entrepreneurism. Stay tuned.
From Philadelphia, the home of the Liberty Bell, Financial Freedom Radio starts now. Here's your host, Raymond Jewell.
So, talking about entrepreneurism, some people may get tired of hearing about it, but this is the time in our economy where we need to pay attention to it because a lot of things are happening and we're seeing a lot of businesses struggling. We're seeing a lot of businesses taking off. So we're going to talk about it again, and I've got some really neat places that you can go to get information. So again, before I forget, Steve's going to get me for this. I need to remind you to like, share, and tell your friends about financialfreedomradio.com. We're blessed that you're here. We love getting referrals, just like any business. We build our listener base off referrals. So we ask you to send your friends, financialfreedomradio.com or youtube.com/financial freedom radio. Good morning, Steve, or it's afternoon today, isn't it?
It is afternoon as we record this right now, so good afternoon to you, sir. How are you?
You shaved.
I did, and changed my shirt. I have to look presentable.
Why?
Well, I don't know. I just
Scruff
thought,
Scruffy's good.
yeah, scruffy isn't good.
So we're going to continue talking about a topic I know you love to hear. It's entrepreneurism.
I love
And
entrepreneurism.
yeah, and the economy and look at this. Did you know that Salesforce is buying Slack for $27 billion?
I did not know that.
Salesforce this is based on the climate that is happening with people working at home. More people are
Right.
working at home, and more businesses are allowing people to work at home because of COVID, and this shutdown is really taking a new position as far as the workplace. The workplace is evolving into more of a home base business workplace where years ago it wasn't.
Right.
So you've got Salesforce who's buying Slack, who will, uh, I guess Slack is a platform that allows you to text and video.
It's like a
And,
group conversation software where you can ask a question and anyone can connect in and look and answer that question. So like we don't use Slack, but we use something very similar in my other job, and it's basically a collaboration tool.
right. So that's a big move for Salesforce to start to figure out that the work from home space is becoming huge. I wanted to say huger, but that's not a word.
Yeah, don't say that.
So this is an important step, and we're seeing it more and more in the entrepreneur uh, focus, where more businesses are being allowed to work from home, as I said earlier, but now the government is acknowledging work at home and giving tax benefits to do it. If you go to the irs.gov, business slash small dash business dash self dash employed, you will find a whole plethora of information out there that you can research to learn about small business, and you can download articles. And Steve, you've been running a small business for a while, and you're doing very well with it. It's starting to build.
Yeah.
You're seeing some great results.
Hmm.
So you're proof that it works, and more people now are are stepping into that marketplace.
It's
As we
hard
talked
work, but
about
it's
last,
worth it.
but you're doing it at your speed.
Right. Yeah, and it's funny you would mention that because I was talking to my wife last night and we're actually starting to have some growing pains because we're growing, life begins at the edge of your comfort zone and I'm right at the edge of what I'm comfortable as far as growth goes. So I have to decide, is this a good healthy growth pace for me or do I need to step it up, slow it down? Yeah, I mean, I'm getting a little antsy with how fast we're growing and how much money we're making.
Well, and that's what happens. It's called focus. The more you focus on something, the more it materializes.
Right.
And that's in anything. Look at thieves, that bank robbers. You say, "Oh, that's a bad career. You shouldn't do it." But bank robbers focus on being bank robbers, and some are the best of the best, and some are mediocre, but they still rob banks.
And that's the
Um,
fundamental basis of your book that you wrote, right?
that's right. Why the rich are rich, because whatever you focus on will come true, good or bad. And so some people have issues with that, but that's just the way the universe is set up. It it's set up to give you what you focus on.
Yeah.
So if
I
you're an
just
entrepreneur,
Go ahead.
no, um,
I was just going to say
you
I knew that my business wasn't going to, I was kind of stagnated as far as growth and I'm like I have to make the decision to grow and I know that once I make the decision to grow, I will grow. It wasn't even a question. It wasn't even, it wasn't even so. I was like I just have to make the decision to do it. And then once I made the decision to do it, now I'm growing faster than I could possibly imagine. And I got to start slowing down because I'm starting to get uncomfortable with it.
but you have your foot on the accelerator and the brake.
Yes.
You can make it go as fast as you want or as
Yep.
slow as you want.
But it's like zero chance of failure, right? I know in my head, it's like I always tell my wife, I'm like, I never say we can't afford something. We just choose not to put our money into a particular direction at some point. It's all about focus. It's all about manifesting what you think. If you think you can, you think you can't, you're right. If you think you can afford it, you think you can't afford it, you're right.
I know you didn't coin that. I think it was Edison, right?
Oh, someone far smarter than me, but it's very appropriate.
You mean there's somebody smarter than you?
There are at least three other people, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And another resource is to go Google small business uh, in Wikipedia, but do not give them any money. They've got their Operation Tin Cup out right now, and they were censoring people on their platform. I just use Wikipedia. I used to give to Wikipedia. All right. I used to give to Wikipedia, but I stopped because I didn't like their censorship. But it's a great tool to get information. They got a lot of good stuff on small business. But I'll tell you what I found that blew me away, and that was in Entrepreneur Magazine. If you go to entrepreneur.com and you look at their website, they have a magazine that you can get. Uh, they have tons of business suggestions. I don't want anybody ever to tell me they can't find something to do. It's all over the internet. In entrepreneur.com, you can go there and you can find tons of business suggestions that you can do from home. So you don't have to get stuck with some network marketing business or somebody calling you up unless you really have a passion for the business. And I've always said in network marketing, unless you have a passion for the products, don't go into it because you have to have a passion for it. As Steve just told you, he has a passion for arbitrage, but he specializes in arbitrage. Over the last sessions, he's talked about the arbitrage that he does. He does digital products. He does have some books and some other things, but you have a specialty, right, Steve?
By and large, it's electronics and toys. I like to
There you
focus on
go.
things I can actually put in a box and ship out, and I don't have to get on a forklift. But yeah, so things that are small, things pop culture, things that people are looking for all the time, especially now, fourth quarter. It's fantastic.
Right. So That's especially do what you have a passion for. He has a passion for that. And you can find all sorts of places to research that'll give you ideas of what to do. Uh, Tons of articles I found on this website, and I had remembered entrepreneur.com from years ago, but since I'm not in the business of looking for a business, I just kind of forgot about it and I gravitated back to it and realized that I had missed a lot of stuff. So then we've got the entrepreneur elevator pitch. This is distracting. Is that you?
No, sir, that's you.
Okay. So this is a show that they have, and we probably should pull a clip off of this and show it. It's called the Entrepreneur Elevator Pitch, and it's kind of like Shark Tank, but you go and you find it on entrepreneur.com, and they've got people that will give their elevator pitch. It's a 3-minute elevator pitch, and they've got a countdown clock that actually counts down the seconds for the minute. So they give their 3-minute elevator pitch, and there's 4 people, and each one has the propensity to invest in this business that they're talking about, but they got 3 minutes to lay it out. And then they go through and they talk to the people that are on the panel, ask questions of the individual given the elevator pitch about the product and whether they covered it clear enough or not. But then they invest or they don't invest, just like Shark Tank. And it's really interesting how you'll see somebody going through an elevator pitch and they'll lose you in 3 minutes. This one guy watched, he lost me. He got all digitally, what do you call that? Technobabble, right?
Technobabble, yeah.
He went into technobabble. They understood him. I didn't. He lost me. He didn't have a compelling pitch, but yet they invested in it. So you can go to entrepreneur.com and look up the entrepreneur elevator pitch. It's a show and you can watch it. I think it's a 20-minute or 30-minute show.
We can
And
put a
then,
link to it in the show notes, right?
yeah, okay. So there's lots of information out there, but entrepreneurism starts from the heart. In my book, Why the Rich Are Rich, I talk about how to image and visualize and get that momentum going. But entrepreneurism comes from the heart. And a lot of people have it. As we talked about, there's more entrepreneurs popping up now than ever before. They're they're causing COVID to be left in the dust because they're working from home. They found niches to work in, and they're driving the economy because small business drives the economy, not big business. And I think we did that a couple shows back. You can go back and listen to it. But if you have a takeaway from this show, one of the things that I'd like for you to take away is focus. If you have any desire to bring in additional revenue, or if you're actually being squeezed out of the marketplace by COVID, you want to check out entrepreneurism because that is a mindset to itself. You can't run a business successfully unless you understand the entrepreneurial mindset. And so I would start researching right away to get information about it. You can get my book, Why the Rich Are Rich. You can go there, whythericharedrich.com, I believe. You can go there and download it. And, it'll give you great information as to how to ferret through that mindset, how to make it through that mindset of becoming an entrepreneur, how to get those dreams to start kicking in and the law of attraction start to happen in your life. We have a long way to go in our shows in getting people information to get on the right track. I can teach you how 1 and 1 is 2. That's not hard. But running a business is hard. Starting a business is hard. And we have to get through that hard part first and then step up and start looking at the financial situation, the financial mechanics behind it. Buying financial products is not what people should be doing. They should be building their wealth. The financial products fit into the wealth picture in a macroeconomic sense. But micro, you don't go spend your money on little things. Understand the big picture first. So I want to thank you all for coming and downloading financialfreedomradio.com. We're blessed to have you here. Please tell your friends. And if you get a chance, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. There's our banner, and there's the bell. You ring the bell and you'll get an email as to when we upload the shows. I want to thank you all for coming and have a great week. And we'll see you back here next week, financialfreedomradio.com. Take care. God bless.
Thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe to the podcast. If you want to learn how to create real sustainable wealth like the extremely rich people do, or maybe you just want to sustain the wealth you already have, you need to check out Dr. Ray's new book, Why the Rich Are Rich. Ray's been coaching clients for 35 years and has completely unlocked the secret strategies that rich people use day in and day out to grow and sustain their wealth, regardless of what's going on in the economy. His book is completely free, and you can get it by going to whythericharerich.com and entering your email address. Again, that's whythericharerich.com. Head over there now.